While on duty as a prison officer at HMP Wandsworth in South London, Linda De Sousa Abreu entered a male prisoner's cell between the 26th to the 28th of June 2024 and engaged in sexual activity with the inmate.
This is a movie, you know. Gangsters, wallahi. I'll fight them. No one's coming, bro. Judas is there. Judas is no one in, bro. Do your thing, bro. Eat that, bro.
The activity was filmed by another inmate who appears to have had an unauthorized phone, and the video was shared online and went viral. The court heard that the misconduct was an abuse of her position. The charge stated that she willfully and without reasonable excuse or justification misconducted herself in a way which amounted to an abuse of the public's trust in the office holder by engaging in a sexual act with a prisoner in a prison cell. In addition to the specific incident captured on video, reports say she admitted there were earlier sexual encounters with the same prisoner on the same day and possibly in the preceding days. After the footage surfaced, she tried to leave the country to Madrid. She contacted the prison to say she wouldn't return to work and was arrested at Heathrow Airport. She had a history of poor mental health and trauma, which was mentioned in court.
Hello once again, Instagram. I hope you can appreciate this is going to be a very awkward and uncomfortable conversation for me to have. I just thought I really needed to come on here and clarify a lot of things. First thing being, there has been a lot, and I mean a lot, a tremendous amount of fake profiles of me that have been monetizing off of my misfortune, this scandal that the entire world has somehow managed to be involved in. I have not monetized one bit at all. This is my only social media platform and I only just activated it again. So if you do come across fake profiles of me asking for money, please don't fall for it. There's been a lot of GoFundMes and fake OnlyFans accounts that are not me.
The male prisoner involved is identified in some reports as Linton Wearich. The video, approximately 4 to 5 minutes long, shows the sexual acts from within the cell, another inmate smoking cannabis and filming and commentary being made, and I quote, "This is how we live at Wandsworth, bruv."
That's how we live at Wandsworth, bruv.
The incident highlighted issues with unauthorized phones, filming within the prison, and fundamental breaches of discipline in the prison estate. Linda had previously appeared on a TV show for swingers, people who want to experiment with other people's romantic partners. It was also speculated that the reason she filmed the prison video was for her OnlyFans. While awaiting sentencing, Linda didn't seem to take the severity of the situation serious, as she was seen out having drinks and actually bragging about her ankle monitor. She pleaded guilty to one count of misconduct in a public office at Isleworth Crown Court in July 2024. On the 6th of January 2025, she was sentenced to 15 months imprisonment. The judge told her she would serve half in custody and the remainder on license. The court noted that she had a tag for 190 days and was given a 95-day reduction in effect. The judge said her conduct undermines discipline within the prison and puts fellow officers at increased risk. There has been updated pictures of Linda in 2025 and people have actually noticed a new tattoo that says amor, which means love in Spanish. Hi guys, so I just wanted to go through some of the sentencing remarks. It says right here, "I shall sentence you on the basis that you did not intend the recording to be uploaded to the internet for public viewing, let alone OnlyFans." Now, after everything I told you in this video, you can be the judge of that. However, you consented to that recording being made in circumstances where you would have no control over it, no assurances as to privacy, and the fact of the recording made you even more vulnerable to blackmail. From what I know about you, you were certainly not naive about the media or social media. It must have been obvious that the recording would have been shown around and shared, at least amongst prisoners at Wandsworth, where it would do the most harm. Now guys, it turns out Linda actually tried to say these prisoners forced her to get away from the consequence of her actions. It says right here, "You were interviewed by the police on the 29th of June and made no comment to the questions asked. However, you and your legal representative have prepared a written statement of some length and detail. It asserted that you acted under duress, making detailed and serious allegations against the prisoners. In effect, you accused the prisoner of rape, aided and abetted by the second prisoner. You have now made it clear that that was a false allegation supported with false details. It was one intended to avoid the consequences of your own criminal acts and means that I must consider other statements intended to minimize your culpability with considerable care." So guys, I mentioned some of her mental health problems earlier, and it says right here, "I will not describe the detail of your difficult and in some respects traumatic upbringing or your mental health issues up to 2019 and since your arrest, but I have read Dr. Koyman's reports carefully. He diagnosed a borderline personality disorder, which he regarded as severe. It is combined with ADHD and makes you highly impulsive and reckless so that you tend to act without considering the consequences. You have a history of engaging in high-risk behavior and of using sex as a means to feel positive emotions. His view is that you've thrived on the fear and anxiety of the dangerous environment, your control over the prisoners, and the attention you received. He found that you knew full well that you were breaching your duty, saying that this merely enhanced your positive mood, and you were almost intoxicated by engaging in higher risk, such that the consequences of your actions were not consciously considered. Now, guys, last but not least, just to talk about some of the consequences some of the other female officers have faced because of Linda's actions, it says right here, the presence of female officers in the male prison estate is described by Miss Silburn as invaluable. The consequence of your behavior becoming known within the prison has been that female officers at Wandsworth have been subject to abuse and harassment from prisoners. Female officers have reported being subject to sexual approaches and say that they have become seen as fair game. Now, guys, I'd just like to wrap up the video on this note and just say thank you for the support. I've been recently seeing the previous videos. You guys have been enjoying them. And my goal with this channel is just to bring those cases that, people don't really want to talk about. That's why you see a lot of my stories so far been female teachers with students, because I believe this is something that's overlooked. And, this is a story that kind of goes on in the shadows quite a lot, female officers engaging in intimate acts with inmates is something that's been going on for quite a while. So it's my duty with the End Times channel to just bring these stories that are often not talked about. So if you guys see any stories that you believe will be a good fit for this channel and you believe should be spoke on, or you don't believe is getting enough attention to the story, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below one of these stories. Let me know the name and pretty much any information I need to know to find a story. And while you're there in the comments, make sure to like and subscribe so these stories can go out there and people can become aware of what's going on, because a lot of this stuff people will want to just sweep under the rug and, act like it doesn't happen or it doesn't happen as often. But I'm being honest, what really made me start making these videos about these female teachers with the students was just seeing it every single day. No matter what timeline I was on, it was just a new story of a female teacher with a student, mostly male. And I often seen how unserious it was viewed. So I said, you know what, I'll take up on myself and I'll start covering it and, let people do what they do with it. And I do still see those comments of people, just joking, but you've got to realize everyone's going to grow through their own maturity when everyone's going to mature at a pace that they mature at. So that's on them if they want to see this as a joke. But I definitely don't see it as a joke, young boys going through what they're going through, or young girls. But I definitely don't see enough advocates for young boys. I actually see a lot of men seeing it as a joke and not enough women speaking out about it. So yeah, enough of that anyway, guys. I just wanted to thank you guys for the support in general and talk a bit about why I started this channel. But I hope you guys have a great day and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one.